Hey, Paul here from Spitfire Audio. We'd like to extend our sincere gratitude to everyone who entered the Colossus rescore competition. Following the announcement of the winner, it was brought to our attention that a small portion of non-original material was present at the very end of this submission. Following a comprehensive review of Hildemaro Alvarez's winning submission, we can confirm this to be true. The main body of the work is programmed MIDI orchestration, but the final chord over the logo was a chord from a recorded copyright work. While this inclusion was an unfortunate misstep, it clearly violates the competition rules. We contacted Hildemaro and he kindly agreed to withdraw his winning entry. Hildemaro's composition showcased significant musical talent and we do appreciate his artistic contribution. However, a new winner has been selected by myself and fellow judge Sam Sim from the remaining eligible finalists. This entry was already a very close second place in our scoring scheme. So, we're delighted to announce Ricardo Siragusa as the winner of the 2025 Colossus scoring competition. We've also decided in these circumstances to award an extra runner-up place. Congratulations to Daniel Northrup on winning this award. Hi, Paul here from Spitfire Audio. I'm here with multi-award-winning composer Samuel Sim, a composer of film and TV. We're here because we have been listening to lots and lots of entries from the Albion Colossus rescore competition. And I'm excited to tell you that we have selected 4 runners-up and our winner. So the criteria that we were looking at when we were judging these entries were individuality, storytelling, does the music track follow the story and progress the story along, and also does it have a strong theme or emotional quality that really kind of pulls you into the storyline?
Well, I've just been so impressed by the effort and the skill out there, and people have obviously really worked very hard, embraced the challenge, and have come up with some incredible music.
So in no particular order, let's have a look at our first runner-up. So, this entry from Joel Selena.
Well, I was really impressed with the way the story was enhanced by the music, the changes. I think what's made this challenge so difficult is that you have a lot of obvious action going on, but the camera is constantly moving at kind of slow motion pace. And so the composer has to inject a different pace at different parts of the minute-long piece, but doesn't really have a lot of time to move. And so I think that one thing that was very inventive was how he sets up a theme, then through each section, as we go through the bullet holes into the ambulance, the mood suddenly takes on a different shift. And then that same sort of arpeggiator that he's using there, when he comes out into the exterior with the Colossus sign, the processing on it changes, gives you another perspective, and it just feels like it gives the whole piece a dynamic movement that is very successful.
It was inventive in the production side of it as well. So it was an interesting way of approaching it. It was slightly different from what you might expect, and I liked the creativeness of his production. Congratulations, Joel, our first runner-up. Let's have a look at our second runner-up. Okay, so congratulations, Pablo Cortina, our second runner-up. Tell me what you liked about this one, Sam.
With a competition like this, when you've actually seen literally hundreds and hundreds of entries, it's very important that musically you come across with something new and something that perks you up and goes, wow, this is something different at least. And with this one, it really stood out from the crowd as having a different take on the piece. I also think that with a lot of modern films or contemporary films like Deadpool and or the TV shows like The Boys, there is a kind of a dark black humor to a lot of these kind of action moments, and this one really twisted my expectations, I suppose, and so it felt inventive, and then also it was very skillfully put together.
That natural change each time, it's like it was inevitable that you were going to land there, and it's a certain amount of work to actually plan it in and work out the bars and the tempos and all that kind of stuff and make it musically satisfying when those changes land. So let's move on to our third runner-up. So well done, Rafael Sepulveda. Sam, tell me what you liked about this one.
The storytelling in this one was great. The piece is divided into three clear, distinctive sections. You have this very kind of sound design driven opening, but then as the gun comes into view and the guitars kick in, it really feels exciting that we're moving on to the next place. And I think that very difficult to do dynamically, because the gun is firing, but you don't really hear any of that, the shots, and that's all happening in slow motion. So the music really manages to propel that moment and then builds up to the end, the last section, which then just builds and builds to the end in a very satisfying way.
I liked some of the production little tricks that were in there, like the flatline sound was quite clever. I liked the filter drop at the beginning, or maybe it was a selection of instruments, but the way that it kind of went muffled suddenly and then gradually opened up again. And yeah, just again, a different approach and quite unexpected, I think. I certainly found it an enjoyable shock when the guitars kicked in. So
it felt very convincing as a trailer. You can imagine that kind of music used on a video game or something like it. It was a very successful one.
Okay, so well done, Raphael. So let's move on to the winner. So congratulations, Ricardo Siragusa. A lovely piece there. I mean, tell me, what do you think about that one, Sam?
I think that the way that you get into that piano melody so quickly, and it really feels like it's telling a story. And I felt like the progression through the rest of the piece, it may not have changed quite as much as many of them, but there was a confidence and a feeling that an emotion had been established in a very beautiful way. Yeah. And then obviously still manages to twist to get the excitement to propel you into the title.
Yeah. And the moment where the camera pans across to the kind of the grassy, overgrown exterior where that chord changes, that was just beautiful. I thought it really kind of tugs on the heartstrings. Very nice change there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, very, very nice. And again, super different to all of the others. It was really unexpected when that one started for me. I thought, oh, this is interesting. You know, very, very different way of approaching it. We really thought the quality of entries this year was exceptionally high. So congratulations to all of you. And we've really enjoyed listening to all of the entries. So all that remains is for me to say thank you very much, Sam, for your time, for helping us to judge the competition, for selecting the runners-up and the winner.
It's been a very hard process of whittling them down to these 5.
We've gone backwards and forwards quite a bit, and so congratulations, really congratulations to these final 5. They're in a very strong field. You've done very well to get those prizes. So thank you for entering, everybody, and we will see you on the next one. Keep an eye on our socials, and we'll be doing another competition soon.